common question we get asked frequently on our website is, Trevor, how many times should I practice my speech? Well, it all depends. How many people are there, divided by the slides you have, multiplied by the time you have. Seriously, I wish it was that easy. If you want to know how many times, watch this video. So, I wish it was that easy and simple to tell you do it 7 times, but that's not the right answer. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about this numbering, how many times should I practice. In the beginning, what you want to do is try to write out your speech. I think a lot of people try to do it on their PowerPoint, which I would not recommend you do it because you're going to do a lot of editing, and while you're adjusting your PowerPoint, it's going to frustrate you so much. Try to write it out. And now that you've got your speech written out, read it again out loud and make some adjustments. That's okay. It doesn't have to flow, and keep reading it out loud, maybe once or twice. And then you start seeing, this doesn't work. Maybe I should use this story. Great. Once you've designed it and you feel like now it flows, I would suggest, if you're going to use PowerPoint, start divided into what do you want to actually talk about, because when you're going to practice, you want to use your PowerPoint here as well. My tip would be is always stand up. I know, even if you're going to do your presentation sitting down, standing up will actually help you to get rid of this energy that will be in your body. Always do it out loud, never in your head. Go, then we're going to do this, this, and this. Do not try to memorize your speech. This is the worst thing. Why? Because people now try to memorize word for word, verbatim what they're going to say. And you would always see people who speak from words, they would talk and then they forget this one word and they say, well, yeah, what was that word? It's on the 3rd page. Oh no, I wrote it in bold. It starts with a U. The problem is they try to memorize words. The tip is memorize concepts. So when you try to practice out loud, this is what you do. You stand up and speak. And if you make a bit of mistakes, it's okay. Just keep going through the entire speech and come back again. And this will help you to refine the speech and make some small little edits here and there. And then design your PowerPoint and then practice again. Now, at this point, what you want to do is to maybe look at concepts. What I sometimes do is I look at a concept and decide that's talking about pressure or a focus or about vision. So I would just draw an eye and I try to speak from a concept rather than from words. And sure enough, you're going to say different words every time you practice and rehearse your speech. That's normal. That's okay. Don't get stressed out as long as you can explain that concept clearly. Now, what you want to do after this is memorize your opening and your closing. Don't try to memorize your entire speech, rather memorize the concepts that you want to talk about. So when you look at an eye focus, then you can explain it better. I would say at this point, try to go through it 3 times, out loud, standing up. Look at your body language. At this point, what you want to do is, if you feel like I've really got it now, grab a camera, a phone, put it on a bookshelf, record yourself now, and then have a look at it. What is your body language like? Is your pause, your tone, your pace? How do you explain that story? How's other people going to see you speak? I know. This can be very daunting for people. But I'm saying do it 2 or 3 times with the camera, and now when you are ready, fantastic. Before you go up, I would say do another 2 dry runs if it is in front of an audience so that you can run through it. So in the end, for some people, it might be 7 times, for other people, 13. I remember the first time I did my speeches, the first, I would say 20 speeches, I probably rehearsed it 48 times, 55 times. I can't remember, but it was a lot. But you know what was the problem? I was striving for perfection instead of connection. What's the problem with this, Trevor? Perfection is, how can I look good? Is this my good side? Is this my good side? How do I look? How do I sound? It's all about me. I actually cut the audience out of my speeches and I realized there was this disconnect. But the moment I didn't take myself so serious that I needed to be perfect, but rather to have not the perfection, but the connection with my audience, the audience enjoyed it. And they said to me, Trevor, I really enjoyed it. I loved the speech. It meant so much for me. Even though I know I stuffed up a little bit, it's okay. You're never gonna get it perfect. So how many times should you practice? Until you feel comfortable and confident. I hope this helps you. Keep speaking and put yourself in front of people. It always gets easier. So my name is Trevor Ambrose. Connect with us via this channel, wherever you're watching this. Leave us a comment below. I always endeavor to get back to people. Hey, you know what? We also have online courses. I think one that might be helpful to you is the art of speech writing. That'll help you if you have the upcoming speech or pitch that you have to write. I look forward to hearing your comments and also all the best with your next upcoming speech.